Hi, I'm Eduardo Neret with Campus Reform. We've reported on a number of professors around the country who've been sanctioned or boycotted for publicly opposing Black Lives Matter. So we're here at the University of Florida today to see what students think about that. Are they okay with being taught by a professor who opposes Black Lives Matter? Let's find out. There have been a number of professors across the country who have come out against Black Lives Matter, and for doing so, they've been sanctioned by their institutions. Students have called to boycott these professors. So what do you think about that? Should a professor who opposes BLM be allowed to teach on campus, be allowed to have a classroom of students?
And if they're very vocal about being anti-Black Lives Matter and they list their reasons as to why it makes a student uncomfortable, then they have every right to revoke that kind of authority.
The professor shouldn't be voicing any opinion in the course that could disrupt or upset a student. And if they are voicing an opinion that's just upsetting a student, then they shouldn't be allowed to teach that course.
No, if they're going to make it, everybody has a right to their own opinions, but if you are going to put that out to other people and be ignorant, then no.
I think the professor should go through some sort of education program where they learn about Black history, and after that it can be determined whether or not they can still teach.
So I wouldn't feel comfortable with a professor teaching that isn't for Black Lives Matter.
I agree with everything that they said.
You know, with everything being so intense and with everything that's going on right now, I think it is a safe decision to kind of remove them, just because, like, you have to be considerate of all the students who are, attending your institution.
If sanctioning the professors is appropriate to university officials, I definitely support that.
If it's grave, I would say initially a suspension to see if they have any difference in opinion over that time, and then termination, because if you don't respect your students, you shouldn't have a right to teach those students.
If some don't feel comfortable attending your institution because they don't feel supported, then why are they going to come to class,
What if Black Lives Matter, some of the stuff that they call for that goes beyond, racial equality, their political movements, the other things they support? If a professor's criticizing that, would that change your mind at all?
And I do think it's okay for them to say their opinions, but not try to put their thoughts in our head. Like how when we were in elementary school or middle school and teachers weren't allowed to tell us their religion or their political status. In colleges, unless you're in a religion class or a political class, I don't think that should even be brought up.
Well, I guess it really depends on what their arguments are. Like, what are their reasons for opposing this movement? Just saying that all lives matter, then that's problematic. And if there's not better arguments backing up their opposition, then they probably should be sanctioned.
Maybe sensitivity training is something that could be discussed.
As far as students boycotting their classes, that's exactly how students can make a statement.
Telling a professor, hey, you can't teach anymore, do you think it speaks to the intolerance of that professor's views? Shouldn't we tolerate the view of someone on campus like a professor, even if they disagree with us? To that you say what?
I think it is important to give professors an opportunity to explain themselves, but if their explanations are just falling back on expected racial biases, then it's just not a good enough explanation. And if they can't make the conversation more nuanced, then it probably is a time for sanctions.
Every student should feel comfortable in their classroom. Like, I personally wouldn't want to be taught by a professor who's like anti-immigration, because I'm a first-generation American and my family's affected by that.
In an academic environment, you need different opinions.
Since Black Lives Matter is more of a human rights issue and it's not a political issue, that's very different. Like, that's regarding the human rights of several students on campuses. So
how many students have to say, this professor makes me feel uncomfortable before the professor gets punished? Is it enough for one student to say that? Does it have to be a certain number?
Whether it's one student, 10 students, however many students there is, I feel like any single time that somebody feels uncomfortable in the classroom, it should be brought up.
In my opinion, I feel like one is enough to look into the matter.
The student should definitely have a say. Like, if there's a petition circulating that the professor has not changed their opinion at all, they still don't believe Black Lives Matter, why does that professor have the opportunity to teach Black students who they oppose the movement that supports them? So.
And then you talked about, you don't think professors should be tweeting those types of things. Do you think professors should be allowed to voice their opinions on Twitter, or do you think schools should maybe have professors stay away from that?
Political views have always been from elementary and on, you're not allowed to talk about them. You're not supposed to talk about them. You're not supposed to talk about religion or anything in school. If you're coming and preaching in about how you don't believe in or you don't support Black Lives Matter, then I think that's directing other people. I think that should be an opinion that you should make by yourself, and it shouldn't be something that teachers are putting into your mind.
Professors shouldn't be tweeting stuff like that, so that's up to the university to discipline them or set a policy.
So if they do, then you guys agree then that professor should not be teaching students then?
Yes, I do agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
How's it going? I'm Eduardo Neret with Campus Reform. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to subscribe to get our latest content, click right here. If you're interested in joining our team as a correspondent or an investigator, click there. And if you want to donate to make sure we can create more great content like this, click right here.